Hey, just wanted to quickly share how I went about making this camp water heater more self-contained and portable. So the problem is that it has to have a place for a water pump, the plumbing for the water pump, the electricity for the water pump, and also I wanted to get rid of the D-cell batteries, which can be hard to come across if you're in the middle of nowhere. Plus, they they're expensive. So the first thing I did was I put a wooden backer board on the unit like this, and that does a few things. It protects the system, the screws on the back from scratching your stuff, and two, I put a handle in here, and here it also provides space for mounting the pump. So the way I mounted the pump was I wanted to have the plumbing be as sort of straightforward as possible. So I had to mount this thing upside down in the sense where the feet are up here on top of these 3-inch spacers, so that the pipe that comes from the inlet can go straight into the pump, and then the pump inlet side can go through a filter and come back around to the inlet. So basically the inlet and the outlet are sort of in a straight line here, but it goes around through the pump and then into the system. So I appreciate that a lot, and it's sort of all contained in one unit. The other thing was I really didn't like having to mess around with D-cells for the reasons I mentioned. They're expensive and they can be hard to find in the middle of nowhere. So if you when you open up the door here, there is a 2 screws that you pop out. When you take those 2 screws out, this slides right out, and there's blade connectors on the back. So that made it easy to take those 2 wires that come from the blade connector and plug them into this this transformer, which I'll put a link to in the description. So the transformer then ties into the same wiring as the pump, and all of it comes to one cigarette outlet, one cigarette style power adapter. So with this one thing, you get both the pump and the igniters for the flame. So that worked out great. The plumbing worked out pretty well, pretty condensed and concise, which is great. The outlet hose and the inlet, the gas are unchanged. It's per stock. Oh, and because I have wiring here and you're taking a shower, I just made a simple cover. Just cut open a plastic container from something, and it just sits right there. And I put 2 screws to hold it there, so that'll shield the water pump from getting wet. So that's the system. I'll put a link again to the transformer, which was the big deal, and this just gives you an idea about how to do the pump in a simple way. Thanks.